Good morning, friends. Happy Monday. Today is another Movement Monday. Ready to get up and move our bodies today? Maybe you guys could have a little dance party at your house. That's a great way to get moving. For those of you who like to watch the videos from Miss Amanda and Miss Francesca, I bet you can boogie on down with some of the songs they have on there. We love those. Sometimes in my house, we have a radio in our kitchen that we put on, and we'll dance around, all around the kitchen, to some of our favorite music. What music do you like? My one son loves AC/DC, so we do hear quite a bit of that. When they were younger, I liked to listen to Laurie Berkner and her band with them, and we would dance and spin around in a circle, and they would laugh because they'd get so dizzy, and but it was really a fun time. And now I get to do that with some of my friends when I see them at Interactive Kids. So I still get to dance with them. Can't really spin my boys around. They're way too big now. So we can move our bodies, which we want to make sure we do every day for at least 30 minutes, but hopefully longer. We can also do things where we're working on our minds too, kind of like moving your minds. Have you ever played some games? I hope so. I love to play games. And some of the games you can play are movement games, such as hide and go seek is a great one, because one person has to hide, and then another person can count. And when they count to 10 or 20, sometimes even 5, depends on how high you can count, then another person comes and finds them, and they take turns. And it's fun and silly. Another game I always loved and still like to play to this day is musical chairs. And I always start musical chairs where everyone gets a seat. And then as we keep playing, I move one chair out at a time. Whoever doesn't get a chair, then they're out. We play things outside, like right now we have Nerf guns, and on Friday we were doing water guns because it was so hot. And we can definitely cool off with that when you can play those kind of games. With it being warmer out next weekend, I think that maybe we might try having a water balloon toss. We have some left over from last summer, and I love to fill them up because you can watch them in the sink, and we have one of those packs where you can fill up a whole bunch of them at once, and they get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then you just have to pull them off and tie them. And then we go outside, and we first start off where one person tosses it to the other, and we keep backing up until and it explodes and gets us all wet. It's really fun. So I highly recommend water balloon tosses. Usually they also end up in a water balloon fight where we're chasing each other around and throwing water balloons, but that's fun too. This week it's going to rain a little bit, so I'd like to see if you can get out some new games or some games maybe that you haven't played. So we have some in our house that we like to play, and some of them are hard, and some of them are a little bit easier. And you may have some different ones in your house. So here's some that we have. We have the game Monopoly. Monopoly is a game where you move around a board and you try to collect different pieces of land or properties. We actually played that tonight, and because we have lots of game nights in our house. A game called Survive, which is awesome. This is really fun. It's probably at this point about 35 years old. A friend of ours had it at their house, and we played it one night at a game night and have been playing it ever since. Similar to Survive, but a little sillier, is a game called King of Tokyo. That's really funny. So you have different creatures, and they are trying to see who can be the one who acquires the most points, I guess is the best way to describe it, to be the King of Tokyo. Favorite, last week we played this probably about 10 times, the game Sorry, because we haven't played that in a long time. So some of you, looks like this. Some of you may have played this. You're moving colored pieces all the way around the board to try to get them to your home base. And whoever gets all 4 of their pieces, these little pieces here, home, is the winner. You can adjust that too if you're playing with younger people, where you don't send them back to home, and you just see who can move around the board and get to home first. It kind of makes it a little more fun, and we're not as frustrated when we have to go back to the beginning so many times. And then Uno. Uno is another one. Uno is great for all different ages because it's really working on color and number matching. You can take out the wilds if you want to, or you can do a simpler version where instead of keep continuing to draw, you only draw one if you don't have the match. If you can't use it, then you pass it on to the next person. And these are pretty cool because we have 4 extra cards in here that are blank, and you can write your own challenges on there. So that's kind of fun. So those are just a few of the games that we have at our house. I hope you have some games and can play them too at yours. If you can't play a game with another person, there are games you can play by yourself. Solitaire with cards, that's a good one. You can also practice with cards playing high-low. So you hold the deck in your hand, put one card down, and then will the next card be higher or lower? And you go through until you get all the way through. And that's just fun to work on your numbers and which number's higher and which one's lower, and making some predictions. And you can talk about that together with your family member who's with you, or maybe there's someone else that you could play. That's a fun one you could probably do on the computer with someone through Zoom. You could do high-low. You would just move the camera down like that, and then you could see the cards right here. And finally, the last one is Battleship, which I don't have up here, but we do have that game. And a lot of friends may have Battleship, so you can play that through Zoom or the Google Meetup if you have that, or another form of FaceTime. Anyway, you might have something on that you can communicate with someone else. Basically, we want to get connected with other people. Playing games is a great way to do that. We have some friends at Interactive Kids that are looking for others to play games with. If you're interested in playing games and maybe you don't have someone right now who you can play with, we would love to play games with you. So don't hesitate to reach out. Respond to the email that you received with this, or you can message us anytime at info@interactivekids.com, and we'd be happy to hook you up with a buddy to play some games with. Hope you have a fantastic Monday and you get yourself moving and grooving, and we will see you tomorrow for Craft Tuesday. Have a wonderful day.